Afternoon, guys. Sorry, I'll tell you what, just now, I'm still trying to get over my fall today. And I said to my wife, I said, I'm sure I've got somebody else on now. And I sent all the links yesterday, and she said, you've got 2 minutes to get on quick. So I had to get on too quick, get on. And so I'm so sorry about that. And poor old Cherie was kind of like here waiting for me. But thank you anyway. uh, so, Cherie, tell everybody what you do and more a bit about you.
Um, Probably to start off with, I'm a mum of two autistic kids, so
Yeah,
take up a lot of my time. But I was a singer way back, which I gave up my passion really to be a mum. And I've just found it again. Now that I found my confidence again, I'm just trying to break out and be a singer again in the local clubs, pubs, and stuff like that.
good, good. We get many people on here who kind of like who's done the same because of the lockdown they've been through. You know, their only job was doing singing or acting or whatever. And we get loads of people, and and the trouble is at the moment is that some people when they have families, they stop, and the children get older, and the children get older, then all of a sudden people start their careers up again. Is that like you?
No, so I met my husband at 15,
Right.
fell in love straight away. But I was supposed to go abroad to Benidorm, Gran Canaria, really, to sing. But I said to him, don't get too attached because I'm going abroad. And obviously I was the one that got attached and I didn't go. And I've been a beauty therapist all these years and quite happy. But I gained a lot of weight through my pregnancies and doing my beauty. But when I had my son, he was 6 weeks old, I had a brain hemorrhage and a stroke. And was told that if I didn't lose weight by the hospital, then I would most likely have the same thing happen again and may not survive this time. So obviously that was the main thing for me. So I went private and we've paid out £18,000 now on me becoming healthy, on different surgeries. And now I've kind of got slim and my confidence has come back. So now that's how I can now kind of have the confidence to get back on stage again now.
Well done, well done. And saying about stroke, that is funny because where I live, I run a stroke club,
Oh,
and also I am wearing
yeah, the
uh,
committee t-shirt.
I've wearing a stroke t-shirt that I just come back today. I've had a meeting today, so that was a bit funny. But with your music, what kind of music do you do? Do you do all different covers?
So I was brought up on a lot of rock and roll, a lot of ballads, like, big Tina Turner and I love Gloria Estefan and Whitney Houston. But actually in the lockdown's done me a favour because I've met so many amazing people, Lee being one of them, and a few other singers. And I found my passion for country music.
Oh,
So at the moment, if anyone asks me to sing, it's like, right, what country song should we go for, So I do everything. I love Beatles to Elvis to Bonnie Tyler to Whitney Houston to, Garth Brooks. I love so many different kinds of music. The only music I don't feel like I've gone into yet is ska and jazz, which I will get around to them.
right. What is Scar and Jake? I don't. What are they?
So I like reggae,
Right. Okay.
which
Sorry.
is obviously, but ska is more. They call it, it's like a more of a white folk music sort of thing, but it's along the, I think it's along the reggae. Have you heard of Band Manners?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's ska music. I'm not too
Oh.
sure on it myself at the moment, but I go into one pub and this guy always asks for ska music. So I've learned two, and I saw him the other day and he was like, no, you need to learn some more. But I'm finding my feet with it. I don't find it's real singing. It's quite shouty, I
Mm.
feel, anyway. But I think it's like more of a man's music. But I do
I
sing a lot of men's.
remember. I remember Bad Manners when they done and plus like Bad Manners, and I remember when Madness was at their heyday, and with the specials.
Yeah,
Sorry, with the
that's
specials.
ska music.
Yeah, and they were doing like the can. Bad Manners were doing the can. Was it Bad Manners? Madness.
Madness, yeah.
Yeah,
I still haven't gone into that side of the music too much yet.
yeah. They did that song, the Can or something, wasn't it? No, no. Oh, no,
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 don't know that yet.
you don't know that one yet. Okay, it's one that they kind of like did a long time ago. Then the, then you had the specials. Then you kind of like had UB40. No, UB40.
I like their music.
Brilliant, isn't they? They are really good, aren't they?
Yeah.
I I remember a while back now, years ago, I was working for a radio station, and I had the pleasure of speaking to Ali,
Oh,
and he was amazing. He was amazing guy, and I love that guy. He is really good. He was really good. When you do your music, and if you go when you go into pubs or the clubs and everything, do you kind of like set yourself out like right? That's all these songs I'm going to play tonight, and that's it, or do you kind of like work out and think right for the next half I'm going to get do some dedication to?
so when I went out before lockdown, I literally just did a mix of different kinds of music, and I didn't know anything that I didn't do. Um, but the lockdown has really helped me with my. I mean, I've gone from 100 songs down to nearly 400 songs, 500 songs that I do now.
Yeah, yeah,
So when I've done 3 gigs since we've come out of lockdown, and I'm like, where do I start? What one should I sing? Because there's so many great songs now that I do. So yeah, I do like it when people throw at me, I'll do a bit of Tina, I'll do a bit of this, because it kind of gives you, a direction. Where now I offer an 80s set, so literally I just do pure 80s. And I do a diva set, so obviously your Tina Turners, Gloria Stefan's, your big singers. And I'm working on a few tributes. I don't sound like Madonna, but I love Madonna songs, so I'm going to do a tribute to her music, which I'm working on at the moment, and then hopefully we'll start to promote that into the pubs as well soon. Just trying to get back
yeah.
out there. Absolutely love being on stage.
I'm just trying to figure. While looking at you, I'm just thinking, who could she be look like? And this I can't remember what her name is, but it'll come back to me in a minute. Um, so what is the most when you've done a gig, when you're out doing a gig? What's the most embarrassing moment that you ever had?
Oh, I think before I done a gig recently, before on lockdown, we had a stripper before me, and she wasn't the best.
Right?
And I had a guy stand up in the middle at the beginning of my set. And went, well, that stripper was crap. So can we get a whip round and get you to do it? And I was like, oh, don't know how my husband would feel about that. So when I came home and told him, he went, how much were they offering? I went, 300 quid. He went, you should have done it. I was like, I could have done that, but I would have sung more. But yeah, no, I don't think I could have done that. But that's probably the most embarrassing one, as actually watching a stripper and then singing after her.
I don't know. 300 quid for stripping. God, I tell you what, if I stripped, everybody would run. Um, um, so, how many kind of like outfits do you use in one evening then? If you're doing a gig, is it just
I
one
used to
outfit?
do, yeah, I used to do 2 outfits. I used to do an outfit change. But once, obviously, if I get booked for an 80 set, it will be just one outfit. Um, because you get like 15 minutes in between your sets. So you kind of want to sit, chill, or, find what next songs you're going to put up to kind of suit the crowd. But yeah, I'm generally 1 or 2 outfits is enough for me. I normally turn up in my trackies and they think, who's that? And then I come out in quite a nice little small outfit, and they're like, oh, that's definitely got to be the singer then.
Do you ever get bad? Do you ever get like I'm not allowed to say it on here, but do you ever get like people kind of like booing or kind of like horrible people at you?
No, I've never had booing. But my husband, obviously, I've been with him for 21 years, and he was actually in this gig once, and these 2 females come in, and they were at the bar, and they were giving me daggers, and I thought, oh, what's that? And I think because I had literally, I only had a little pair of shorts on, but I had like tights on and knee-high boots. I wasn't revealing, but I suppose you could see my figure. But then a lot of people don't know where I've come from. That I was, a very large lady. I was a
Mm,
comfortable large lady. I was very happy, but
mm,
obviously I had to lose my weight for obviously my health. And they stood there giving me daggers, and I sort of looked at my husband, and he saw it as well. And then by the time I sung a few songs, and then I said, "Oh, my husband's in the crowd," I think they realised that, that I wasn't there to put on
yeah,
a
yeah.
show for the lads. I was their entertainer for the night, and they calmed down. But I think that's probably the most. I've never had booing. Touch wood. Touch wood.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a obesity campaigner. Sorry about my phone.
That's
My
all right.
phone, my phone is so busy. I'm an obesity campaigner. I've done TV, radio, you name it. I've been there. The trouble is, I want to get touch about your weight because the trouble is, were you kind of like when you were at a certain weight? Did it put you off ever going out? Going out like clubbing or meeting friends or shopping? Did it ever?
My weight was never an issue. I mean, I met my husband at a size 10 and slowly
Right.
gained weight. And my mum's a weight watcher leader.
All
So she
right.
told me, yeah, she watched my weight for years. And I just told her to butt out. I'm happy. I'm sitting at beauty school and I can't watch my weight and learn the beauty as well at the same time. And by the time I left beauty school, then I married literally the year after. And I do look back at my wedding photos and think, wow, how did I get there? I was 19 stone when I got married, but I never worried because I always had Stephen beside me. And, he loved me for who I was. And there's love within. I don't like to look at people from the outside because
Mm,
I've been judged.
mm,
I've been lucky enough that I've never had people shout things out at me as I've walked down the road, which obviously
mm,
I've spoken to people and they have. But it was weird because it was when I started losing the weight that I've now got the badness.
mm, mm,
People will look at me, women more so, look at me with daggers as I'm walking through the shopping street, and I'm like, I look down and think, but I've got leggings and a t-shirt on. I'm not revealing anything, but it's probably because I have got quite a lovely little petite figure now, and I found it very hard because I all of a sudden had all this male attention, which I was not used to. People would close doors in my face when I was big, um, and I don't think people really saw me. So
yeah.
all of a sudden, being in the limelight before singing, walking along the street, and my husband burst out laughing. I was like, "What are you laughing at?" He's like, "Didn't you just see that guy fall?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "He was so busy turning around looking at your bum that he actually fell in the road." Because I laughed at it. We went out clubbing one night, and these guys were making it quite apparent they were looking at me. And at first, my husband had a couple of beers and he was like, "Don't worry about yourself." But as my husband had a few more beers, I could see it was starting to really wind him up then. So I said, "Come on, I'm really hungry now," which as I've had a gastric bypass, I don't actually eat a lot. I said, "I'm really hungry. I need to go and eat," because I needed to get him out of that situation because there was
Mm,
three of them. He was one by himself and me.
mm-hmm.
And I'm not a girl that sort of fights or anything. I probably would sit there crying. I don't like violence. So I needed to get him out of that situation because it wasn't nice for him. He knows I'm not going anywhere. I think his confidence took a knock when I lost my weight and started getting attention from the opposite sex. His confidence got knocked. I think he thought I was going to leave him, and I was like, "I'm not going anywhere," because he saw me when I was this large lady. He
Yeah.
saw me when I was in that bed having a brain hemorrhage and a stroke. He saw me. All these
Mm,
men that see me now because of what I look like, they never saw me. They wouldn't have looked at me. But now that I
okay.
look like this, they want to know. But I'm not
Yeah, yeah. I
interested.
remember when I went on to this morning, and I've been on this morning with
Oh wow.
and I went on with I was on Ollie and Phil and everything, and usually I do go on there quite a bit. And I remember when I had my stroke because I've had two strokes. That's why my voice is not very very good.
Wow.
But oh yeah, this is why I'm doing this. This is the story about it. And the trouble is, I remember kind of like on this morning, and I said, and the story came up was that I was 34 stone, and I was what you call the really binge eater, really, because
Right.
my relationships ended, Before that, I was in the forces. I was in the forces. Before I joined the forces, I was a top runner. I was doing a lot of athlete. So I was really fit and everything, and I was in the forces. Then I came out, I had a stroke, started my own business up, I had another stroke, and ever since, I got bigger. Then all of a sudden, I went to boot camp, and I was about 32 stone then, and all of a sudden, in 6 months, I lost 11 stone.
Well done.
11 stone. But then, because of all that was done in 6 months, the doctor said, well, it was a lot of pressure on your heart. And what happened was to me is that I didn't put everything back on, I put some of it back on. And now I'm waiting for an operation. Now, you had a gastric bypass,
Yeah.
and many people will say, and this is what they said to me. They say, why have a gastric bypass? Why has people got to pay for gastric bypass, right? Why you can just go and lose weight? But what people don't realise is it's not that simple.
No. Now, you say yourself that you was a binge eater. I personally wasn't. I used to, I was a big time manager for Ann Summers, and I was constantly going around in my car signing ladies up in between my beauty and in between my one child at the time. And, when I used to count the calories I'd have in a day, it wasn't hardly enough. But I used to live on Coca-Cola. And then I would eat so late and go straight to bed. It was my eating habits, and my body would literally grab hold of the calories. And my mum's a Weight Watcher leader, so I knew exactly what I was doing wrong, but I didn't have time to make those decent meals because I was so busy with my career. And now that I've had the gastric woman, I could have lost everything. We sold our house in London for me to pay for the gastric bypass because the NHS wanted me to wait 3 years.
Yeah, I know. And you got to go on a course and everything, and
they want to check your brain, like, you're
yeah.
not, you're steady and everything. I said, I'm not jumping through your hoops. I'm going to sell my house. And we bought a house out further, much better house, but obviously left me with some money left over. And so I paid for it and had that done. Sorry, I with the brain hemorrhage, sometimes I forget things and think, where was I actually going with this?
Well, you take.
But I would, yeah, that was it. So I paid the 10.5 grand out for the gastric bypass, and then my husband lost his job. I just spent 10.5 grand on my body, on my health, but my husband lost his job. And at one point I thought, where am I going to get money to pay for a loaf of bread? I'm a woman. I didn't want to go to my mum and ask, mum, I need some money. So I borrowed £1,000 from my son's, a little bit, to pay for the food shopping from my son's, sort of like his bank account. And I only managed to pay that back a year ago. And that was the best thing for me because luckily I had that. But that's why I will never let myself get back to that stage, because it could have ruined my family basically because of having taken that money.
And there was a lot of, and because you had that £10,000 too, and because you lost his job, that was a bit guilt, because I reckon you were saying, oh no, if I didn't have this operation, we would be all right.
Yeah. But I may be dead now. So I needed to have that operation. And that's something I had to kind of really get in my head, because that £1,000 that my son had in his bank account was money that I put in there from birthdays. He didn't need birthday money. He's got toys all the way through a year. So it was my money I put in there. But it made me feel guilty that I touched that money. But I had to, because we needed to eat. But now, luckily, I've lost all my weight. I'm back to working again. My husband works. My kids don't want for nothing, touch wood. We're in a much better situation. And I'm alive. So, people used to say to me, you've gone too far, you've gone too skinny. And I went down to like a size 8, 10, and I didn't have a bum. I didn't have any, hips or anything. But I said, I don't care what I look like, as long as I'm alive for my children. I didn't do this to look like a beauty queen.
No, at the end of the day, it's up to you what you want to be look like, right? No one else can do it. And I know somebody who was about 37 stone, and they went down to around about 17, and at that size weight, no one wanted to know her. No one wanted to have nothing to do with her. She's a model now, and she's doing quite well for herself. And And the trouble is, all her friends have started coming back now, and she said, "Well, where were you when I was like I awake? Where were you when I was going through a lot of problems?"
Yeah.
You know, and that's just what people are like. You know, you never see your best friends. I'm sorry, but you never see your best friends until they want something, or they kind of like think, "Oh, okay, I'd rather go back now because they don't want to be with because friends don't want to be with people who's fat, do they? Really?
No, do you know what? That's the other way for me. I had so many friends when I was big. They all wanted to go out clubbing with me because I was the token fat friend that I was happy, I was bubbly, let's get the drinks in, you know, make an absolute tit of myself. But as soon as I become small, I lost my best friend, who's actually my brother's girlfriend. She got jealous. I feel
Yeah,
she just didn't want to go out clubbing with me or anything anymore, because the men started looking at me, not just her anymore. And that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to be interested in any other guys anyway. And a few others just couldn't deal with the fact that I'd lost all that weight. So, but then that to me was like, you can move aside then. That's fine. I'll just make room for new friends. And to be honest, I'm so lucky I've got such an amazing husband and kids and my mum that I don't feel like I need anyone else anyway. But with being seen online, I've met amazing people and they build my confidence every day anyway.
yeah, and well done for that. Well done. I like it because that's what we're about. You know, this is why I do this. Is because last July we started off with around about what I don't know, 200 people, Joe. 200 people. Sorry, I was speaking to my wife then. 200 people, and it was all about mental health. It was about people being stuck home, people with disabilities. You know.
So that's my phone now. Let me turn that off.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry
Don't
about
worry
that.
about it. Don't worry about it.
That phone
But
never
yeah,
rings. Let me get rid of it. Phones today, hey? Sorry.
I know my phone don't stop. Um,
That phone never rings.
I don't know. Don't know. I'm getting your calls, by the way. No, but what I'm trying to say is, like last July when I started all this, I um, I remember my friend of mine said to me, "Steve, can you set up a group up because I do a lot of, as I said, campaign work, and I set this group up because I wanted to kind of like to do something for people who've got disabilities and who are overweight or whatever, and who are afraid to leave the house."
Yeah.
All right, and get people entertainers on. I get all sorts of people on now. It's unbelievable. And we got around about 33,000 people on now.
Wow.
Yeah, we got 33,000 people on now. We have people from all walks of life. We had Peter Piper on the other day. Who is quite big. We've got a big top country and western star coming soon in the next week or so, and from people actually joined us because they want to be presenters or co-presenters with me, which they want to talk about their life. So every week now, on a certain day, they join me, and we talk about mental health, we talk about fitness, we talk about all the subjects you can imagine. We have on here, and we get a lot of people following us all the time.
That's really
You know,
good.
and we get people on such as yourself who share your story. And what we do is it just not just goes on Facebook. This goes. We got this. This is the radio too. We're on radio now.
Oh wow. I can't see anyone on there, so I thought it was just me and you talking.
No, no, we're on radio now.
Oh lovely.
Right?
Okay.
We're on radio now. So, but all this chatting, we're cut it out. But what I'm trying to say is, it's like it's a new thing. And it helps me, and I love it. So I think it's my about 300 show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Elvis ETAs we got on here. We get those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But getting back to that, so What is next for you? What are your plans for the next so many months?
Um, just promoting the music really. Like I worked my little bum off on Sunday going around to a few venues. It was hard because in 2019 I worked so hard on making new relationships with like the pubs and stuff. I did a lot of free gigs and they all booked me for 2020. So it worked. And then COVID happened,
Mm,
which none of us saw it ever happening. We're lucky we're alive, so I can't complain too much. But obviously, when I have phoned them back up to get booked back in, oh, sorry, Sarah doesn't work here anymore. Sorry, Mike's moved on. And it's like, I was left in limbo. I've done all these free gigs in 2019 and I'm left with nothing. So
mm,
I went round to some of the venues again last on Sunday and sort of like handing them my CD. So like, here's my CD, please listen to it. I'm trying to get music back into the pubs and stuff. I actually walked away with 4 bookings, so I was really happy. And then the next day I got another 2 bookings. So my diary's looking a bit more healthier. Um, I don't want to be busy. I mean, I know there's some people out there that want Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I want
mm,
2 to 3 gigs a month because, as I said, I have got 2 autistic kids. I have got my beauty business and my body piercing business that I do. My daughter's a professional roller skater, so we are constantly going to roller skating clubs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just, as long as I get my little thrill. I mean, I would never stop my lives. I'm always doing lives on Facebook. So I get to sing. So that's the main thing for me. So I would love where I don't have to go and ask for a gig. I want an agent to want me and to basically promote me and say, Shell, I've got a gig here, got a gig there. Rather than me having to phone those pubs and say, hi, I'm a singer. I feel
mm,
like I deserve that. I've worked hard enough for it.
mm.
But
So
I know there's so
hopefully,
many people out there that have done it.
yeah. So hopefully, I'll tell you what's happened on here. We have had several people on here who've actually kind of like we've put him in contact with like, music producers. I don't know if you ever heard of what's that band called in the '60s? Who's I'm friendly with Marmalade. Do you know heard of
Yeah.
Marmalade? Well, well, this young girl the other day, she's got problems, and she's a really good singer. And I said to her, look, I'm going to give you a Zoom link with somebody who wants to talk to you. So I
Wow.
got Marmalade, one of the drummers of Marmalade, to actually speak to her.
Oh, wow.
And they set her up to kind of like for a recording studio type thing. And but she couldn't make it for some reason because she's got a
Oh,
child. See? She's got children, so she couldn't make it. And but the beaming off her face, that this was happening. She couldn't believe it that it was happening. So we do that. So we do put people in contact. So you never
oh, that's
know.
amazing.
So anyway, so what we would love you to do is sometimes come back and do. I want to talk to you more about your weight loss and about your weight and everything, but also do some singing if that's all right.
That'd be great.
Would that be all right?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I will get my wife to give you a text and a message, and we can sort something out for you. All right.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. And send me some kind of like some of your music over.
Yeah.
And I can put it on my radio then for you.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Thank you.
I'll definitely do that for you. Definitely.
Oh, that's amazing. Thanks, Steve.
All right. MP3. We do MP3. So yeah.
Yep, I've got that. It's fine. Sorted.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Bring it over. Have you seen my radio site yet?
No, I need to find it.
Right. Yeah. It's on. I will send you the link for the radio site. It's really good. I think we've got about 10,000 people on now.
Wow,
Not joking. You.
that's
Not
great.
joking. All right. So guys, thank you very much, and don't forget, please, please look at Cherie's Facebook. And if you've got a gig coming up, if you're getting married or whatever, where do you travel to? Do you travel around the country or?
I'm in Maidstone, and I'll travel sort of like 35, 40 miles around where I am.
Right.
But I will be going into Blackpool actually, in about 3 weeks' time to see a friend. But I will be seeing some agents up there. So I said to him, you know, book me a Friday and Saturday gig. I'll come stay for the weekend. So I am willing to travel. I just want to sing. I just love it.
That's it. So don't forget, guys, do me a favor. You've never let me down so far. Please contact her. Look at her music because it's really inspiring, and look at her story because that's very inspiring too. And don't forget to like my page, Crossroads Podcast UK, and please leave me a review. That's all I ask. Cherie, I will be contacting you very soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye, honey.